What's going on, YouTube? Claic Yuzolt back again with another Final Fantasy Brave Exvius trial guide, and we gotta get in there and blow this little piggy's house down, wolf style. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so here we are, we're loading into the fight. We can't use limit bursts, no items, and we have to evoke an Esper 2 times during the fight. So, the Lord of the Beast has a lot of HP. He's sitting at around 15 million HP. We cannot break his defense or spirit. We can only break his attack and magic. However, for the strategy I'm going to use, we're not going to be breaking nothing. The real item you guys want to get here is Dragon's Destiny. It's going to be a staff that's going to give you 88 spirit and then also give you 5% evade for physical attacks, which is going to be great. So you do want to get your hands on that, because I know a lot of you guys missed out on the katana that gave you that, which we actually are using in this guide. So it's your chance to be able to get this and use it for what you would like to do, alright? So we're going to go ahead and look over at the team. I'm going to be taking my friend unit here. We're taking a Hio friend. We'll talk about that in a minute. For this fight, this boss is going to do AoE physical damage. This boss can confuse and paralyze you, so you're going to want confuse and paralyze resist up. The boss has no innate elemental resist or imperils, so I go with whatever you can imperil yourself or whatever your friend has. For example, my friend right here is resist all status elements and has lightning, so we're going to use lightning based attacks during the fight today. Next up, I am using a full evade tank in Warrior of Light. You guys can use whatever tank you guys want. However, there is one thing I need to say. You do not want to be countering during this fight. There's a point in the fight where the boss is going to say, you know, I'm charging up for a counterattack, and then he takes, like, less magical damage. During that time, you don't want to cast any abilities, any auto attacks, anything against the boss. Don't touch the boss, and then the boss will go to bed. Will go during its normal attack run. If you are to touch the boss during this, the boss will take away all of your MP, the boss will get rid of all of the breaks that are on it, and then the boss will hit you for a 999 fixed damage attack, so you're gonna die. So if you want to go through that mechanic, instead of just taking the turn off, I suppose you could have a re-raise on. So that's the way you can get through that, okay? Next up, the boss does a crap ton of fire and light damage in the form of AoE and single target, but we're going to have some buffs here that are going to say, hey, we don't care about that, because he doesn't imperil those, right? So if we have 100% fire resist and 100% light resist, we're going to be able to get through the fight no problem. So essentially, I do have Alexander 3-star has an ability that allows you to buff up light resist by 70%. So I went in there and got that. And then you can also have, I'm going to be using Yuna for her Firaga that does 70%. But Carbuncle gets Firaga 70%. And also you can look into your Phoenix gets Firaga at 70%. So as long as all of my units have light resist and fire resist by 30%, I'm going to be fine. I cast those buffs up. I make sure they're always up. We are literally going to be taking 0 damage here as long as we don't trigger that fixed damage problem, all right? So we're going to look over my team and see what we have put on everybody. We can see here that my Warrior of Light has 70% fire resist, 120% light resist, good to go. And like I said, we have a good 100% evade here. Now, I know that's going to be hard for some of you guys to build, simply because if you put Ring of the Lucii on, it's going to counter. If you guys have a build maybe where you end up using the Gladiator Shield, that has a counter on as well. So those two are going to be no-nos in this fight if you're going for a full evade. Now, you don't have to. You can build up your tank super beefy and get in there and heal them up and everything like that. I just thought a lot of people have this going for them, and this is an easier route if you would like to do that. So this is what I have on him. Lots of quick assaults. You can see that also if we go back, he does have Lakshmi on. The boss, after 50% HP, it will hard lock, I do believe, at 49%. At least that's what's happening with me so far. The boss will heal itself all the way back up to 100% because he's an asshole. And then he also will start using an ability that stops a single target. So we're going to be using Lakshmi's, a lot of Espers actually here, their abilities. Lakshmi's AoE stop resist to be able to counter that. Now, there are other units in the game that obviously put up your light resist, that put up your fire resist, and then also put up stop resist. However, you know, if you don't have those units, everybody can get a hold of these Espers in the game. They're free to obtain, so you guys can get in there and get those. Next up, we have Ace. The reason we're using Ace is for his Imperil. That way we can do a little bit more damage with our 2 damage dealers here. And he is going to be on light increasing duty with Alexander, light resist increasing duty. And he is going to be putting up our MP. We're going to need an MP battery. Next up is Yuna. We're going to be using Yuna for Firaga. She has it automatically in her kit. On top of the fact she's going to be our Esper gauge filler. So she's going to be there to make sure we can get those 2 Espers put in. And if we need to, we can sacrifice Ace to get another one going. Next up, we do have Soleil. Soleil's just going to be our buffer. I decided to take Soleil back out for a spin there for a little bit. I know people are talking about the 3 to 4 star dungeons, and I think Soleil is going to be great there. So I decided, hey, I'd try her out again. Use her and see what happens. I'm actually going to take this time to move this over, I do believe. Let me take a look here. Let me make sure that she is at 30 and 40. Okay, that's great, as long as they're both at. Oh, and I forgot to show you guys. So, nothing really on Ace. There's nothing really important because all that's important is the 55% resist to light and fire. So you need 30%, excuse me, on both of those because we are buffing by 70%. And resist to all status elements, okay? Same for Yuna. Essentially just have a bunch of resist on. 50%, 90%, that's good and well enough. This is what I have on her right now. Moving on over, we have Soleil. Again, just make sure that you guys have 30 and 30% fire and light resist because you're going to be buffing by 70% again. And then we have my Hyo here. I didn't put too much crazy gear on. Beast Killer, this guy is a beast, so Beast Killer is going to be fantastic here. And we're going to be chaining with our weapon. If we go over here and we check out the other Hyo, we can see that he also has a lightning elemental chain, and at least he has discernment. So it's going to be rough. Your friend unit might not have 30% light resist, so they are going to take a little bit of damage, but they should survive. Most important thing is for your friend to have the resist to paralyze and confuse, because that's just going to be a bummer to have to deal with once we get in there. So now we're going to get into the fight, and we're going to see how well we do, all right? Alright guys, so we're into the fight. Remember, as long as your squad has status element resist to paralyze, confuse, and 30% if you're using Bar Firaga and the Alexander buff, and buffing by 70% light and fire resist, 30% to light and fire resist, and you have an evade tank that doesn't counter, you're good to go. None of your units should be countering. If any of your units counter, it could be bad for you, but let's get into this bad boy. First up, we're going to AoE cover because he does do AoE physical attacks. Ace is going to take this time to put up our light resist. Yuna is going to take this time to put up our fire resist, so we're going to put up Bar Firaga on everybody. Soleil is going to take the time to go ahead and buff up. Now, the reason we don't need a breaker here is because we're just not taking any damage. We can't take any physical damage. We can't take any magic damage. We are not worried about breaking his attack and magic, so we don't take any. Next up, my Hyo, I think, is the weaker one, so we're going to use... I'm not using a fire attack, excuse me. We're going to be using Voltage Blade, so we can knock down that lightning resist before Ace does his Tri-Beam Laser in a minute, and then Servant Blade. And then old Captain Crunch here is going to go ahead and do double Servant Blade for maximum damage. I make sure to hit my Hyo first, so the Imperil applies, so we do our damage. And you can see we got him down to 86%, no big deal. So here we go, miss, miss, miss. The one thing where we will take damage is our friend unit is not 100% to light damage, but that's okay, it shouldn't be too much. We're going to take this time now. Warrior of Light's going to sit back, so we don't know exactly how much damage we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and activate Tri-Beam Laser. Yuna's going to take this time to activate her ability. Let's see. This one right here. It's supposed to heal HP. Nobody really took HP damage, but it's also going to put up our Evo gauge all the way up. We're going to cast Zanten Sukin here, get our first Evo gauge ability slapped in. We're going to go ahead and hit reload. However, Hyo needs to be switched to double Servant Blade. I don't need to be casting Voltage Blade anymore with mine because we have imperiled with Ace, so we're going to be good there. So next up, we're going to go ahead and do double Hyo damage of the Servant Blade. We're going to see if we get him to 50%. I'm not sure. 65. Okay, we didn't get him all the way there. The reason I say that is, again, at 50, 49%, he's going to be casting Stop. Warrior of Light is our Stop resist caster because he has Lakshmi. But because he does not have that, I'm going to go ahead and cast Light is With Us. That way I get into a groove of casting Light is With Us and the Stop resist. We could have broken him here, done something else with Warrior of Light, but really there's nothing to do. You want to take your time. So we're on turn 3 now. We are worried about MP management. So Ace is going to have his Spirit Fingers ready, Spirit Hand. We're going to go ahead and hit... I'm going to hit reload first, actually, so I can do my damage. Let's see here. Soleil, what do you want to do, actually? Let's go ahead and buff up our attack so we do more damage. Actually, we don't really need to... I guess we could buff up our attack. It doesn't really matter either way, simply because the boss is going to be stopping at 49%. I think we are going to hit that. So we're going to go ahead and cast this attack up. We're going to go like this with our double Hyos. Probably get him down to the 49%. That's going to be the hard lock. Ace is going to give everybody back mana. Remember that you do at this point want to cast your stop resist. If you don't, somebody could get stopped and it's going to suck. Okay, there's a percentage chance somebody's going to get stopped. You're not going to like that. At this point, Yuna doesn't really need to do anything. Next turn, we're going to need to cast Firaga and our light resist again because it's going to be worn off. So we're going to go ahead and pray to the Aeons. Prayer to the Aeons. I'm an idiot. And then we're going to cast that, get that gauge up there, and then also give us back mana. Hope we get the big one. Oh, I did Tri-Beam Laser again because I hit repeat. Oops. Essentially, that's not the worst thing in the world. But it sucks that I didn't get back mana. I thought I had picked the Spirit Hands. I guess I hit reload after I picked Spirit Hands. Okay, did you see what it said right there? So, you guys are going to laugh so much in the comments at me. So, you saw that it revived its health because he's an asshole. And then it said, preparing to counterattack. The way you know if he said that during the turn, maybe if you look away, if you didn't see it say it. If it says, boost resist to magic attacks, that means do not touch the boss with anything. Don't break him. Don't sneeze on him. Don't look at him. Put your eyes down. Don't look at him. All right? So Warrior of Light's going to take this time again to just put the stop resist. I know I just did it, but we're getting in the whole thing where you cast one, you cast the cover, and we're good there. So we're going to cast that. Ace needs to cast our light resist up on everyone. I'm going to have Soleil, because we don't want to cast Soleil's Dance, because it breaks the opponent, and it probably triggers his bullshit, because you don't want to touch him with an ability. So we're going to cast Firaga here. Oh, we switched it off. So she's just going to defend, actually. She ain't going to do nothing. We're going to have Yuna go ahead and cast Bar Firaga. I forgot to switch her off a Carbuncle, because I ended up using Soleil. Remember, I used Soleil to cast my first Esper, and I cast Carbuncle, and then it's just a bad time. I had Carbuncle on her. It's not a good time, so you don't want to do that. Next up, Yuna's going to cast Bar Firaga on everyone. Good stuff. And then I'm going to have my Hios go ahead and cast Improved Stance. You know, they could defend. We are a little bit low on mana, but we're going to be okay. And we're going to cast Improved Stance. Get rid of any nasty breaks. The boss does break by 30% attack and magic, and can even break by 80% if it's like a weapon break too, which could be pretty bad. You'll do a little, like, really bad damage. But it's a lower chance to do weapon break too. So, okay, now Ace can cast Spirit Fingers. We're good with the Spirit Fingers. We're going to go ahead and cast it up. Let's see here. And I'm going to go ahead and triple cast, because our Hios can triple blade now, strictly due to the fact that we cast the Improved Stance last turn. So we're going to triple stamp a double stamp that I told you guys couldn't do. Yuna's going to pray to the Aeons, unless we have our ability, our cooldown ability back up. Where is it? Nope, not back up yet. 2 more turns. So we're going to do, where are you, bud? Why do I lose track of this, dude? It's like, every time I look at this stuff, it changes. We need to cast our AoE cover here. We're going to buff our attack up here, which honestly I don't even think it matters. Let me make sure this guy didn't recast. I don't know if this guy cast it twice on turn. He did not. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and cast Yuna and Soleil. And then we're going to go ahead and double cast our Hios with the triple cast of Servant Blade. Boom, boom, boom. Feels good, man. Then Ace is going to do Spirit Hands, and hopefully we get the big one. Was not the big one. Dang it. That's okay, though. So he hit the weapon break on us again. And you can see that we're not taking any damage. We're not worried. You can see that Captain Crunch is taking a little bit of damage simply because he's in trouble because he doesn't have the light resist we wanted, but that's all right. We're going to go ahead and double cast Servant Blade twice. We're going to check the boss again just in case we were reading something else on the side. He does not have that boost up, meaning we can damage him in this turn. So Servant Blade. It looks like we can't double Servant Blade, so instead I'm going to use Spirit Hand again first to see if we can go ahead and get a lot of MP back. All right, that was decent. So now we're going to go ahead and do double Servant Blade. That's all right. So we're going to go ahead and do that. We're going to use Zentan Sukin to get that out of the way. Yuna at this point can do whatever she wants, strictly because we've already summoned twice. So we're going to go ahead and just cast Bar Firaga, get it out of the way, dude. We're going to have to cast it anyway. Where's it at? There it is. Boom. Cast that on everybody. Warrior of Light's going to get that stop resist up. We're going to summon here, and then we're going to do a little bit of this. Do a little bit of damages here. Boom, boom, down to 56%. We are running preparing counterattack. That means we don't do anything this turn. We're not even going to cast that other ability. I think this turn, is this the turn we need to put up our light resist? Let's check. Yes, we're going to have to put up our light resist, so sadly we're not going to be able to put up our mana. That's okay, though. We're going to take this time to just defend. We're going to defend here, and Warrior of Light is just going to cast Light is with us to keep that up. So boop, 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 boop. We're not going to do anything this turn, so he doesn't counterattack and murder us all. So then he just goes back to his abilities that do absolutely nothing to us if you guys can do the strategy. And I think the strategy is pretty simple for a lot of people out there. We're running into the problem where essentially we haven't been able to cast Tri-Beam Laser because our Spirit Hands hasn't been proccing very well. But we're still going to cast Spirit Hands, get our MP up. Still not hitting very well. We're going to use double Servant Blade here. And then we're going to use, since we do not have the Imperil on, we will use Voltage Blade. That way we add that Imperil, and we make sure to click them first and get in there and do some damage. So here we go. We're not doing as much damage because of those breaks that are on us, but It's going to be okay. Once we recover our MP, we can get in. We can literally last as many turns as we want to survive this. Okay, guys? I guess we'll take this time to max up our attack here. We probably should have done that before we attacked, but I don't really think it matters at this point with how much we're broken, because I do believe we're hit with that 80% right now. It only lasts 3 turns, but he does cast it quite a bit. And then we're going to cast our Stop Resist just in case it wasn't up. And then we'll have good old Yuna here. Remember, you can't use Limit Burst here either, so don't be thinking about casting Limit Burst. You're going to be real sad about it if you do. We'll just go ahead and do this. So he's at 45%. We just got to get him down from here. Saint Strike, Fear Ignite, Massive Slam, Fear Ignite, Ground Pummel, and then we procced a counter with Merciless Blade, but doesn't matter though. Lol. I'm going to take this time to go ahead and I guess we're just going to keep Spirit Hands. I'm going to check and make sure this isn't a Light Resist turn. No, but it is a Fire Resist turn, so we need to make sure we put Firaga up. Put that on here. Make sure that he doesn't matter if we touch him. No, he didn't cast anything like that. So we're going to put up Attack of Magic for all allies. Get that big buff going on there. I think we have the Spirit Fingers. That's what I said I was doing, right? Spirit Hands. Come on, Spirit Fingers. How are you letting us down on stream right now? On our YouTube video. There we go. How about we do something big? I like it. Get our MP back, dude. The Triple Blade is always tough, dude. Without a hardcore mana covering. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. 28% feels good, man. And we're going to put our cover up and let him do his thing. He's probably going to, yeah, preparing counterattack. We did see that. Weapon Break is on us. But this is the time. We're going to take this time right here. Ace is going to have to do our Light Resist. That's going to be down, so that needs to be cast on everyone. We're going to take the time to get rid of that break with our Improved Stance, because Improved Stance, what it does is it unlocks Triple Cast, also gets rid of all attack, defense, magic, and spirit reduction, so that's going to be great for us. We are going to need a little bit of mana next turn. Soleil's going to defend, not cover. We're going to put Stop Resist, because again, at this point, I'm just cover, Stop Resist, because he doesn't need to do anything else. And then we're just going to defend with Yuna. Let's see. If one of my units magically smack him in the face and make him mad, they did not. Looks like we're going to win, guys. Just taking a little bit longer than I was hoping, to be honest. Okay. So this turn, we're going to go ahead and cast some MP on everyone. So let's go ahead and do that. We are going to use Spirit Hands on the squad. We're good to go there. Next up, we're going to go ahead and use Hellfire, I guess. We'll summon with Yuna for a little bit of extra damage. We're going to double Blade, Servant Blade, double cast Servant Blade. Go ahead and cast this, cast these in there, and see how much damage we can do. Alright, not too much. So we're down to 14%. Wow, we did so much damage. Honestly, Soleil's kind of useless. I guess we could buff attack again. We were already buffed before, though. Buff attack, get rid of Stop Resist. Let me make sure that's what I'm doing here. You got your cover on, bud? Yep. Alright, dude. Alright, Mr. Pig. You ain't no Puma. Alright. Call me Mr. Pig. If you guys don't know what that's from, you're dead to me. Okay, so I think our Stop Resist, we need Fire Resist now. Stop Resist, Light Resist is up. We're going to Imperil here. I think it's over. Tri-Beam Laser. Get Tri-Beam Laser, nerd. Oh, God. Okay, I was just making sure you didn't have the resist up and be like, oh, God, this whole thing was a waste. Oh, no. All right, double Servant Blade. Whoa! See ya, pig. Boom. Boom. Dead. Dab on them haters, and it's over, dudes. Guys, you guys killed the Hog Guardian. You now have that cool staff, which actually has a lot of uses. Even Warrior of Light can put staffs on. I know what you're thinking. Wow, how am I going to make my tank? If you got Warrior of Light, he can equip staffs. So you can equip this staff if you don't have Kiyomori, I think is what it's called, which is what I'm using right now. That's an extra 5% right there to your evade build. You got it in there. And we're done. So, yeah, that's pretty much it. The fight is kind of boring once you lock it in. It was cool to figure out. It was like a puzzle to figure out, like, how am I going to build my team up? I need that 30%. So you guys building your team up is going to be pretty fun. But once you get in there, it's a snooze, baby. Put it on lock, you're done. So if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below how many turns it took you to take down the Hog boss. And then subscribe for future content. We'll catch you guys in the next video.